Warning: the following program contains stunts performed by professional degenerates. Viewer discretion is advised.
Ow, what the?
This is MTV Loving My Crib. Okay, so we checked the fuel level sensor, and we know that it works because this moved up and down with the plunger floaty thing. So we know that we're getting power. We did a little research in the manual, and it found out that the power cable that I used back here to power the gauge was actually hooked up to the reverse light switches. So it only came on in reverse. So that was kind of dumb on my part. So, and then what we did is took our handy dandy voltmeter and found one of these, or at least I wanted to go to something simple like this, one of these little spades, and found one that only had power going onto it while the car was running. So I found out that this one right here, on the very edge, but I can't see what number is that, 8 something, I think it's 8, number 8, 5, because that's 4, 3, 1, that might even be a 2. Anyway, whatever number this is right here. That one has our power to it. So now we're just gonna, I already cut it off there. So now we just gotta splice a spade bit on there, attached to there. And then at least we'll have a somewhat accurate fuel gauge. I don't know how accurate it is, but at least it'll work. And forward, not reverse this time. So let's get this going. All right, so now that we got our fuel gauge wired up, got it going right here. We also got the power to the other gauges. So we got oil pressure and water temp going. We got those hooked up, the grounds and the power. So the ground goes to this common ground terminal, like it's a bunch on here. It's kind of handy. And this goes to ignition power. This spade terminal actually goes to the alternator, D plus or whatever. There's saying some stuff in the book. So all I really care about is that it gets power during ignition and running. So it's pretty sweet. Next we're gonna do is we're gonna hook up the senders, or to the senders for the gauges, which are somewhere back in this rat's nest that I would like to try to figure out somehow. And also we need to find a good way to put the lights on for these, because these come with lights. So I think I'm just gonna splice it off of the tail lights, or not the tail lights, but the license plate lights, which I believe is this green and yellow, or maybe not. Maybe it's the gray and green one. I don't know. I'll have to look at the manual and figure out which one it is, but hopefully we'll get this all up and going right now, which would be pretty sweet. Be nice to know what's actually going on in the car instead of just guessing and hoping it's not blowing up. All right, well, see y'all in a bit. So it turns out it was the, what was that, green? Actually, it's gray and green one for the license plate lights. So we have the power hooked up for the light bulbs there. And let's see if that actually works. I'll turn on the lights right now. Ooh, you can't really tell in the video, but they're coming on. So at least we got lights. Doesn't really mean the gauges work, but might look cool. Try to get a shot at night, see how bright it is, and if you can actually see it at night. Well, next step is to get these gauges going to the senders. So hopefully it's as easy as this last bit. So now, according to the manual, the coolant light or sender wire is just went to dummy lights, so hopefully that the senders will still work for the gauges. Go to C1 and C12, and it's kind of nice the way they have it here labeled out. Can't really see this, so this one is the G connector, or I lied, F. Ooh, F. What the heck is this one? E, D, C, B, A. I feel like I'm missing a letter. No, that sounds about right. All right, so you got to go to C1 and C12. So what I'm gonna do is just pop this out, because I'm actually gonna depin it, because we don't need a. Oh man, that's so hard to do with one hand. I hope nothing breaks. We're gonna depin these out, because we actually don't. Oh, there's the numbers on there. Oh, that's so convenient. Yeah, so we're gonna depin these out because we don't need the lights anymore. And there's one right there. There's 12 right there. That's kind of handy. So we'll see if the gauges go, because, you know, I mean, if we have gauges, we don't need dummy lights. Be a lot easier. Where? Oh, yep, that's right. Blue and yellow, and then should be blue and black. Somewhere right there. Cool. Sweet. Well, pop these bad boys out and get them hooked up. So what I'm using here is this depinning tool. So there's little holes in there, like so. I'll just shove it in there, and what it does is it compresses the pins in there, and then all you should really be able to do, right, it's not a pin, but like barbs on the pin. So what you should be able to do now is just pull this out. Ooh, there we go. Sweet. You'd see right there those little barbs at the end that look kind of like pressed in there, like right here. So that's what attaches it. So it's like a one-way valve sort of dealio. It's not a valve, but you know, you stick it in, then you can't pull it back out. So what that does is it compresses this. You can slide it back out of here. And now, so that's one. So one is blue and yellow, so that's for coolant. And 12 is for the oil. So we're gonna go right there. Yep, that one right there. So we're gonna do that next. So pretty sweet. So now you can see we have both pin 1 and 12 out. So now what we're gonna do is cut these ends off and splice them up to some new wire. I like to kind of keep the color wires the same so it's easier, but unfortunately all I had is this solid blue instead of two different blue colors. So we'll just do a solid blue to the coolant one, because that's blue and yellow, and then we'll add some black to the other one to keep the blue and black similar, so you know, at least one of them is correct. All right, well, we got it running, but I'm pretty sure that's not the correct oil pressure. Pretty sure that's not the correct fuel level, and that might be right. I really don't know. Well, fuck. All right, cool. Ooh, that sounds like it's gonna die out. Oh, is this climbing? Ooh, no. All right, well, I'll have to test to see. I don't even know. We'll figure it out. At least the lights work. Oh, and almost killed. Oh no. Ooh. Well, that sucks.